And look at this, it has suddenly turned on. The customer says that sometimes the outdoor unit starts, but sometimes it doesn't start. As soon as I gave power to this outdoor PCB and indoor PCB, you can see that I have supplied power. Now it is switched off from the remote. So I will turn it on using the remote. I have turned it on from the remote, and at this time you can see that it is working at 16 degrees. We will wait for a little while so that its relay turns on. Now its relay has also turned on at the same time. You can see that it is working at 16 degrees, and its relay has also turned on. But here, the outdoor unit has not turned on at this moment. When this PCB turns on, this LED 1 installed on it also turns on, which lets us know that this PCB has turned on. But at this moment, it is off. Now, according to the customer, sometimes it shows an E0 error on the display, and sometimes it starts working. So why does this happen? And look at this, it has suddenly turned on, even though the outdoor unit has been on for quite some time, but it has suddenly turned on. So in this way, this outdoor PCB sometimes works and sometimes does not work. Now what happened is that the customer had this PCB checked at another workshop, and they told the customer that both the indoor and outdoor PCBs were completely okay and that there was no problem with them. But as soon as they went and installed them again, the E0 error appeared on the display like this. Now, in this situation, when the outdoor PCB sometimes works and sometimes does not work, there can be two conditions. One condition can be that there is a loose connection somewhere on the high side inside the PCB. By loose connection, I mean that if for any reason this connector of the outdoor unit develops a loose connection, then it is possible that because of this loose connection, a layer can form on this copper. Something like carbon, and because of this carbon, it will sometimes connect with these points and sometimes disconnect, which can cause this problem. So this is normal. Sometimes this happens if these screws become loose, and because of that, or if they remain loose or become loose, then this kind of problem can occur. One condition like this can occur, and there can be 2 to 3 reasons for this. I told you earlier that there could be 2, but there can be more reasons for this. So the second reason could be that for any reason, as often happens in PCBs, these high side points can become loose due to heating, and then this can also cause a problem. So if you look at these carefully, there are 100% chances that this PCB can be repaired. But in my situation, there is nothing like that. These are completely fine. There is no issue present in them. In fact, all of the high side connections are completely okay. Now, the third situation could be that this PTC sensor installed here is not working properly for any reason. It could be faulty, there could be a loose connection inside it, or the disc inside it may have been damaged. If the proper voltage and current are not passing through it, then this problem can also occur. So check it directly. How do we check it directly? For this, let me show you. Take a multimeter, set it to ohms mode, and check this PTC sensor. It is installed at these 2 points, so we will check it here. You have to turn the electricity off and then check it. Now, here we can see that we are getting a value of 53.0 ohms. This means that at this time, its condition is okay. Here we are getting an okay position, and if for any reason after this, the situation that I am going to tell you about does not have any fault, then in most cases there is a chance that this PTC sensor has a loose connection from inside. You have to take it out. After taking it out, move it, and if there's too much movement in it, then this PTC sensor has become faulty and has become loose. Then, the next situation that can occur is that there could be a fault here on the high side of this SMPS, and there could also be a problem on the low side. Now, how? In such a situation, anything here could be faulty. So, look. My situation at this time is a little different. It is possible that the PCB you have received has some other situation. On this PCB that I have right now, you can see that a Viper 22A is installed here. This means that it is also possible that in the SMPS, the feedback of this IC is not being generated properly. So this could also be a problem. Now, the situation I have is that the problem is here in this SMPS. Here, now look at this capacitor. It has swollen slightly. I can judge it on the camera as well. But if you look at it with your normal eyes, an ordinary person looking at it would not be able to notice this. Look, let me show you this in close-up. Look at this, it is slightly swollen. Whenever any capacitor installed in a system becomes swollen, even if it becomes slightly swollen, its performance is lost. And what happens is that sometimes it functions and sometimes it does not function. Apart from this, look here. If you look very carefully, you can see it, but this one is quite clear. Look, here this small capacitor is installed. You can see that it is completely straight, but the capacitor installed next to it has become slightly rounded from the top. Look, let me show you. You can see that this one is quite swollen, and I can judge it. In fact, we can judge it more clearly from the top. Look, there are other small capacitors installed alongside it, almost the same, but you can see that they are straight. Whereas this capacitor, you can clearly see that it has swollen. So, when this situation occurs, the capacitors stop working, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they do not, which is why this problem is occurring on this board. Now, we will remove this capacitor from here. So, removing it this way will be a little difficult. This is the other capacitor. Now, I will remove the capacitors. So, these capacitors have been removed. This capacitor is 470 microfarads and 25 volts, the larger capacitor. So the smaller one has also been removed. This one is quite swollen, and this is 220 microfarads and 16 volts. Now, this new capacitor is 470 microfarads and 25 volts, so we will install this one. And similarly, at the moment, I have a 220 microfarad and 25 volt capacitor available, whereas the 16 volt one is not available. So I will use this 25 volt one. I had previously returned this PCB to the customer, and now this PCB has come back to me again. I have set up everything here again, and the customer has complained that this PCB is still having the same problem. As you can see, I have turned the PCB on, and let's see whether the outdoor unit turns on or not. And yes, it has turned on. But let me show you what the issue is with this. Here you can see that there is a relay installed here, which is a switching relay through which the load is transferred so that the compressor can run properly. Along with this, there is a PTC sensor installed, as I showed you before. As I told you, there is a switching relay installed here. If for any reason this relay does not work properly, then the load will come onto the PTC sensor, and because of this, it will heat up. After heating up, the system will disconnect. So, a similar situation is happening here as well. This means there is an issue with this relay, and let me show you what the issue is. Look, here is the relay installed. When we look at it, you can see that the main electricity is coming in from this side and the output is going from here. But to energize this relay, as you can see, there is a coil inside it. One point of the coil is clearly visible here. You can see that a micro crack has developed here. Because of this, sometimes the relay works and sometimes it does not. In fact, as soon as a load comes on it or there is vibration, it gets disconnected. And often this problem occurs more in PCBs that have one-sided traces because there is no trace on this side. Whereas when they are double-sided, sleeves are inserted into these holes, because of which the welding or soldering extends quite far and becomes much stronger. But in a one-sided PCB, the trace is present on only one side, because of which the chances of this problem occurring are much higher. See, this crack is clearly visible to us. At this time, 209 volts are coming in. As you can see, its fan has started and is working properly, and in a little while, its compressor will also start, and the compressor has started. Now, it has started working completely properly. It is absolutely okay, and as you can see, the voltage has dropped to around 200 volts, and it is even going lower than this. Its speed is increasing, and the system has become completely okay and is running properly. Now the compressor is completely okay and is giving proper performance. The fan is also working properly.
Click on the left or right thumbnail to watch our next videos. And subscribe. Thank you.